Yeah, if you guys can, the whole thing can turn on your camera, please. Yes, just for the introduction at the beginning. Halo, selamat sore. Terima kasih teman-teman semua yang sudah bergabung bersama kita pada sore hari ini di Zoom, dan juga teman-teman yang sudah bergabung di channel YouTube. Thank you banget ya semuanya yang sudah hadir meluangkan waktu pada sore hari ini untuk mengikuti acara Chevening webinar kita pada sore hari ini. Kita mulai perkenalan dulu ya. Jadi nama saya Foni, saya Chevening Scholarship and Alumni Coordinator for Indonesia and Timor-Leste. Dan hari ini saya bersama dengan tim, ada Raras dan juga ada Hospital, atau panggilan kerennya Ita ya, jangan lupa. Dan juga sudah bergabung bersama kita. Di sini ada perwakilan dari University of Nottingham, ada Becca, Simon, dan ada Dean. Thank you guys for being here with us today. Dan nggak kalah keren, ada juga dua alumni kita nih yang udah hebat-hebat banget, Mas Yuda sama Mbak Andina. Ya, selamat sore. Thank you guys for being here together with us as well. Webinar kita pada sore hari ini adalah webinar seri ketiga dari Chevening, dan pada sore hari ini kita akan membahas spesifiknya mengenai tips to choose, to apply and to choose for the right courses in the UK University. Ya. Jadi kita akan menunda lagi, kita bisa segera mulai. Tapi sebelum mulai, saya mengingatkan ya untuk teman-teman semua di sini bisa memperkenalkan diri juga. Teman-teman yang sudah hadir di sini bisa memperkenalkan diri dengan menuliskan di chat box nama, pekerjaan, dan asal kota. Dan juga untuk nanti pada waktu menyampaikan pertanyaan, teman-teman yang di Zoom nanti bisa menggunakan feature Q&A ya, untuk bisa menyampaikan pertanyaannya. Dan teman-teman yang di channel YouTube nanti bisa menyampaikan pertanyaannya juga lewat chat box. Oke. Jadi untuk sesi kita pada sore hari ini sebenarnya terdiri dari 3 bagian. Pertama-tama nanti saya mulai dulu dengan sedikit paparan ya mengenai beasiswa Chevening. Mungkin teman-teman belum banyak mengenal atau mungkin belum tahu lebih detail lagi mengenai apa sih beasiswa Chevening itu. Jadi nanti saya akan mulai dulu dengan paparan singkat mengenai beasiswa Chevening. Setelah itu nanti teman-teman dari University of Nottingham akan memberikan juga paparan tipsnya ya, tips on how to apply to UK universities and how to choose the right course at the UK universities. Nah, setelah itu baru kita akan ngobrol-ngobrol nih, ngobrol-ngobrol cantik ya, sama Mbak Andina, sama Mas Yuda mengenai pengalaman mereka belajar di UK. Nah, terakhir teman-teman kita bisa ngobrol-ngobrol bareng semuanya untuk menjawab pertanyaan teman-teman. Teman-teman bisa bertanya ke any one of us here. Bisa dengan Mas Yuda, Mbak Andina, dengan Becca, Dean, ataupun Simon juga. Jadi silakan ya. Alright, kita langsung mulai aja ya. Mulai dulu pertama-tama dengan paparan singkat saya mengenai beasiswa Chevening. Ada presentasi slides yang akan ditunjukkan. Minta tolong Laras untuk ditunjukkan slide-nya. Sambil saya lihat nih di chat box siapa aja nih yang udah bergabung dengan kita. Oke, selamat sore, baik, dari Mataram. Oh, wow, thank you for joining us dari Mataram. Ada juga Mas Hakim dari Kediri, Trevin Calvin, Save the Children Indonesia. Wow, oke. Dari Aceh, Mbak Fatimah, dan dari Mas Fadli, Jakarta. Oke, it seems like we have a quite variety ya dari teman-teman yang sudah hadir di sini. Ada yang dari Pangkal Pinang, ada yang dari Jambi juga, Jakarta, Semarang. Terima kasih banyak teman-teman ya sudah hadir di acara ini. Jangan lupa untuk memberikan pertanyaan-pertanyaan apapun, mumpung ada kesempatan nih ngobrol-ngobrol dengan alumni kita dari University of Nottingham. Please feel free ya to ask any questions that you want to ask during this session. Oke, slide-nya udah muncul. Kita mulai ya dengan paparan singkat mengenai apa sih beasiswa Chevening ini ya. Nah, mungkin untuk teman-teman yang belum pernah mendengar beasiswa Chevening ini adalah beasiswa dari pemerintah Inggris. Ini adalah satu-satunya beasiswa dari pemerintah Inggris untuk belajar jenjang master, ya, jadi jenjang level S2 selama 1 tahun. Dan selama 1 tahunnya ini karena memang untuk belajar jenjang master itu di Inggris itu memang lamanya itu rata-rata 1 tahun. Jadi mungkin berbeda dengan negara-negara lain ya yang jenjang masternya itu bisa lebih dari 1 tahun. Tetapi kalau untuk di Inggris itu memang level master itu adalah untuk 1 tahun saja. Nah, jadi beasiswa Chevening ini adalah beasiswa dari pemerintah Inggris untuk belajar jenjang master selama 1 tahun di jurusan apapun dan di universitas manapun yang ada di UK. Jadi kita dari Chevening ini tidak ada prioritas bidang studi. Jadi teman-teman bisa memilih jurusan apa saja yang teman-teman mau pilih. Dan juga tidak ada batasan universitas apa yang harus dipilih sewaktu belajar di UK. Jadi teman-teman terbuka untuk memilih mana saja universitas, as long as mereka di UK ya, obviously. Nah di UK sendiri itu kan ada 4 negara bagian, 4 wilayah ya, yang disebutnya Wales, England, Scotland, dan Northern Ireland. Nah jadi teman-teman bisa memilih manapun di sana. Termasuk juga obviously Universitas Nottingham ya, ini salah satu pilihan yang teman-teman bisa pilih jika memang ada jurusan yang teman-teman akan ambil di universitas ini. Nah, beasiswa ini adalah karena beasiswa satu-satunya dari beasiswa satu-satunya dari pemerintah Inggris. Beasiswa ini salah satu beasiswa yang paling bergengsi ya di dunia dan didanainya ini oleh Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office atau kalau untuk Indonesia-nya yang dari Kementerian Luar Negerinya pemerintah Inggris ya. Jadi ini essentially adalah seperti LPDP-nya lah negara Inggris gitu ya. Next please. Nah, berikutnya siapa nih yang kita cari untuk apply beasiswa Chevening. Beasiswa Chevening ini kita tujukan untuk para future leaders. Jadi mereka itu para future change makers atau para future influencers. Kita mencari orang-orang yang sudah mempunyai experience, mempunyai kapasitas dan mempunyai potensi untuk memberikan perubahan positif ya di lingkungannya, di lingkungan komunitasnya, di lingkungan kerjanya. Jadi kita mencari orang-orang yang memang nanti akan membawa perubahan yang berdampak besar dan berdampak positif untuk negara Indonesia yang tentunya. Jadi inilah orang-orang yang kita cari. Bukan berarti yang kita cari ini adalah mereka yang sekarang ini sudah ada di posisi leader. Ini bukan hal yang seperti itu. Jadi kalau teman-teman, karena sering sekali nih kita sering dapat pertanyaan, lah kan saya ini belum manajer atau saya ini belum kepala bagian misalnya, atau saya ini belum direktur, apakah saya bisa apply beasiswa Chevening? Jawabannya adalah bisa. Ya, karena yang kita cari ini adalah mereka yang punya kapasitas dan potensi, dan karena kita tidak melihat karena kita tidak ada prioritas bidang studi, ini kita benar-benar terbuka untuk siapa saja dari berbagai kalangan, dari berbagai latar belakang. Asalkan memang teman-teman bisa mendemonstrasikan nanti kepada kami, kepada panel, bahwa kalian memang punya kapasitas untuk menjadi seorang leader. Begitu ya. Nah, untuk berikutnya lagi, slide yang berikutnya ini adalah mengenai persyaratan ya, eligibility criteria. Next please. Nah, ini dia ya. Jadi mungkin teman-teman sudah tahu bahwa sekarang ini beasiswa Chevening untuk tahun akademik 2024-2025 ini sudah dibuka ya pendaftaran beasiswanya sampai nanti tanggal 7 November. Nah, yang diperlukan untuk mendaftar beasiswa Chevening ini adalah 4 hal ini. Jadi ini saja yang diperlukan nanti. Yang pertama tentunya di poin pertama ini adalah WNI ya, warga negara Indonesia. Dan juga yang kedua, karena ini beasiswa untuk belajar program master, ya tentunya teman-teman sudah punya ya ijazah S1. Sering kemudian kita dapat pertanyaan, Mbak, saya baru dapat ijazahnya bulan depan gimana? Ya sayang sekali belum bisa ya. Jadi pada waktu mendaftar beasiswa Chevening itu harus sudah ada ijazah S1 minimal. Dan juga untuk teman-teman yang punya ijazah D4 yang setara dengan S1, ini bisa juga mendaftar untuk beasiswa Chevening. Persyaratan yang berikutnya yang di sini adalah mempunyai minimum 2 tahun pengalaman kerja atau di sini setara dengan 2.800 jam. Nah, ini harus ya. Sering juga kita dapat pertanyaan, waduh saya belum nyampe nih, baru 2.000 jam gimana? Ya, sayang sekali nggak bisa, ini strict requirement. Jadi harus teman-teman harus banget nih sudah punya pengalaman kerja 2.800 jam atau 2 tahun. Akan tetapi yang dihitung di sini ini tidak harus full time work employment. Artinya teman-teman yang ada pengalaman internship atau ada pengalaman volunteering atau even part-time employment itu bisa dihitung ya, diakumulasikan sehingga mencapai minimum 2 jam. Nah, pertanyaan yang sering kita dapat, kenapa sih kok harus ada pengalaman work experience gitu kan? Nah, ini kembali lagi tadi ke objektifnya beasiswa Chevening itu. Tadi kan kita mencari future leaders ya, and then how can you demonstrate gitu kalau teman-teman belum ada pengalaman. Jadi teman-teman salah satu caranya adalah dengan mendemonstrasikan pengalaman atau kapasitas teman-teman ini sebagai seorang future leader adalah lewat your work experience itu tadi. Jadi nanti bisa dihitung minimal 2.800 jam. Dan ini kita tidak, yang teman-teman harus berikan ke kita nanti itu pada waktu mengisi online application formnya Chevening, itu ada formulir yang nanti teman-teman bisa isi, oh nama organisasinya A misalnya, kemudian posisi saya sebagai B, dan jam kerja saya adalah seperti ini. Misalnya seminggu, saya waktu itu magang 3 hari seminggu, seharinya 4 jam misalnya. Nah itu kan berarti bisa kita rata 4 kali 3, 12 jam seminggu. Nah kemudian berapa bulankah bekerja di sana. Nah itu kemudian ditotal, sehingga at the end of it itu minimal 2.800 jam. Ya. Jadi seperti itu nanti cara untuk membuktikannya kepada kami bahwa teman-teman sudah mempunyai minimum 2 tahun pengalaman kerja. Nah, poin keempat ini poin yang sangat penting sekali, dan ini adalah poin yang nanti akan meloloskan apakah teman-teman nanti maju ke tahap berikutnya, yaitu tahap seleksi, ya, yaitu poin demonstrating your outstanding future leadership potential. Ya, kembali lagi tadi tujuan beasiswa Chevening karena mencari future leader ya. Nah, bagaimana caranya ini adalah nanti teman-teman harus membuat essay. Nanti penjelasan lebih mendetail mengenai essay akan ada di slide selanjutnya ini. Akan tetapi, jadi sekali lagi untuk memasukkan atau untuk mengapply beasiswa Chevening ini sampai 7 November, hanya 4 persyaratan ini saja yang dibutuhkan. Jadi kami tidak meminta sertifikat IELTS atau sertifikat TOEFL atau sejenisnya pada tahap ini. Dan juga kami tidak meminta LOA juga atau Letter of Acceptance dari university pada tahap ini. Akan tetapi yang diperlukan pada waktu mengisi formulir aplikasi nanti, teman-teman harus sudah tahu nih 3 pilihan. Jadi mau belajar kemana dan apa nama program studi ini. Jadi ada 3 opsi. Ya. Ini yang harus teman-teman tulis. Tetapi apa yang teman-teman tulis ini nanti di formulir juga masih bisa diubah nanti pada tahap interview. Oke. Nah, berikutnya. Ups, slide-nya hilang. Tapi kalau saya nggak salah ingat, berikutnya ini adalah mengenai apa yang di-cover. Nah, ini dia ya, udah muncul lagi. Semoga sudah kelihatannya, teman-teman. Apa yang di-cover oleh beasiswa Chevening. Nah, beasiswa Chevening ini adalah beasiswa full, ya. Jadi beasiswa fully funded scholarship. Semuanya di-cover oleh Chevening. Mulai dari tuition fee-nya, ya, mungkin bisa tolong slide-nya di next kan ya, untuk yes, kelewatan. Masih kelewatan. Nah, ini baru mantap. Baik. Jadi semuanya di-cover ya oleh beasiswa Chevening. Semuanya mulai dari tuition fee, living allowance-nya, sampai pesawatnya, PP ya, pulang pergi, dan juga additional grant. Ini misalnya seperti yang ditulis di sini untuk biaya visa, biaya tes TB, karena untuk pulang visa kita perlu ada TB tes ya, kemudian biaya asuransi dan sebagainya. Jadi basically tidak ada biaya pribadi apapun yang perlu dikeluarkan oleh teman-teman. Even nanti sewaktu lagi belajar di sana selama 1 tahun, bila teman-teman akan mengikuti kegiatan yang diselenggarakan oleh Chevening Sekretariat, itu teman-teman bisa ikut juga for free. Ya, ini semuanya di cover. Jadi sama sekali tidak ada biaya pribadi yang perlu dikeluarkan. Nah, di sini di poin terakhir ini adalah ada plafon ya. Ini ada maximum cap khusus untuk program MBA saja. Untuk teman-teman yang memilih untuk belajar program MBA, ini ada maksimum plafonnya, tuition fee-nya maksimumnya 22.000. Artinya, teman-teman yang memilih program MBA yang tuition fee-nya lebih dari 22.000, maka teman-teman harus mengcover sendiri kelebihannya ya. Atau yang biasanya dilakukan para awardee kita adalah kemudian bisa mencari top up ya dari donor lainnya, bisa di top up. Karena dari Chevening hanya mengcover 22.000. Akan tetapi untuk teman-teman yang ambil MBA ini untuk biaya hidup dan biaya lainnya itu tetap kita cover secara full ya, tetap 100%. Hanya di tuition fee-nya saja yang kita maksimum. Oke. Berikutnya, di slide berikutnya ini tadi sempat saya mention bahwa kita akan mengcover nih kalau teman-teman akan ikut kegiatan selama sedang di UK. Nah, di poin pertama ini, selain teman-teman nanti kalau dapat beasiswa Chevening ini tentu mendapatkan kesempatan yang sangat luar biasa ya untuk bisa belajar ke universitas-universitas ternama di UK, selain mendapatkan pendidikan dan kualifikasi dan gelar dari UK, di luar itu banyak sekali yang bisa kita berikan dari program Chevening ini. Nah, salah satunya ini adalah event-event yang diorganize oleh Chevening Sekretariat. Jadi selama teman-teman ini sedang kuliah di UK selama 1 tahun, teman-teman berkesempatan untuk ikut aktivitas yang diorganize oleh Chevening Sekretariat. Yang bisa berupa misalnya seperti yang tertulis di sini, ada networking talks, ada networking events, ada talk show, ada jalan-jalannya juga, ada volunteeringnya juga, ada internship-nya juga, ya. Jadi semua kegiatan ini terbuka untuk para Cheveners sewaktu kalian sedang belajar di UK. Dan jika ada biaya yang diperlukan untuk mengikuti hal-hal ini, di-cover juga oleh Chevening. Jadi artinya apa? Artinya apa yang diberikan oleh beasiswa Chevening ini bukan hanya pendidikannya saja dan bukan hanya kualifikasinya saja, tapi more beyond than just the academic. Kita memberikan kalian kesempatan juga untuk bernetworking and experience the life and the culture di UK juga lewat aktivitas-aktivitas yang diorganize oleh Chevening Sekretariat. Dan juga akses ke global network kita. Jadi dari tahun 83 sudah 40 tahun Chevening ada. Tahun ini in fact adalah ulang tahun ke-40-nya Chevening. Kita sudah punya lebih dari 55.000 alumni di seluruh dunia ya. Ini di next slide akan ada lebih detail lagi nih penjelasannya. Next please. Oke. Jadi sebelum itu ada slide ini mengenai Chevening Fellowship. Jadi teman-teman untuk yang di Indonesia, selain kita punya Chevening Scholarship, kita juga punya namanya Chevening Fellowship. Chevening Fellowship ini bedanya apa dengan scholarship? Nah, kalau scholarship tadi kan untuk belajar jenjang S2 ya, selama 1 tahun di UK, untuk jurusan apapun dan di universitas manapun di UK. Tetapi untuk fellowship ini adalah untuk melakukan research base selama 6 bulan. Ya. Dan nanti ini dilakukannya di Oxford Center for Islamic Studies. Atau singkatannya biasanya kita sebutnya OCIS ya, Oxford Center for Islamic Studies. Jadi ada juga kesempatan untuk teman-teman untuk yang tertarik melakukan riset yang bertema atau berhubungan dengan Islamic Studies untuk bisa juga apply Chevening Fellowship ini. Jadi bedanya itu kalau scholarship tadi untuk S2, yang ini untuk research selama 6 bulan di OCIS dan khusus hanya untuk research yang berkaitan dengan Islamic Studies. Untuk pembukaannya sama ya, timelinenya sama dengan Chevening Scholarship. Ya, next please. Nah, ini tadi ya Chevening Community yang tadi sempat saya singgung di depan. Jadi Chevening ini kita sudah punya lebih dari 55.000 alumni ya di seluruh dunia sejak dibukanya program Chevening pada tahun 1983. Dan mereka ini adalah alumni-alumni yang sangat berpengaruh dan mereka ini adalah orang-orang yang sekarang sudah ada di posisi-posisi yang sangat influential di seluruh dunia. Termasuk kita punya 20 ya kepala negara current dan former, jadi mantan dan yang masih sekarang kepala negara ini adalah juga ada yang merupakan alumni dari Chevening. Nah, juga lagi karena beasiswa Chevening ini tidak ada prioritas bidang studi, alumni kita ini benar-benar para profesional dari berbagai sektor, dari berbagai bidang. Nah, untuk Indonesia sendiri pun juga begitu. Jadi mereka ini kalau kita bisa lihat di sini mulai dari climate change, mulai dari gender, dari jurnalisme, human rights dan sebagainya. Artinya apa? Artinya teman-teman nanti begitu selesai lulus akan menjadi bagian dari komunitas ini. Dan dari cerita-cerita nanti mungkin Mas Yuda sama Mbak Andina bisa sharing juga bahwa komunitas ini itu sangat powerful ya, dan juga sangat influential dan sangat membantu juga in terms of bouncing your career juga nanti ke depannya. Next please. Ini adalah beberapa contoh Perdana Menteri Kamerun pada saat ini itu adalah alumni Chevening dan juga regional director Google misalnya, tapi khususnya yang untuk Indonesia, bisa the next please. Ini adalah contoh-contoh our alumni Cheveners ya, yang sudah sangat berprestasi dan sudah menduduki posisi-posisi yang penting nih. Jadi kita punya Pak Tito yang sekarang ini adalah Pak Menteri Dalam Negeri, Pak Said, Pak Desra, Mbak Marisa, Dr. Adnike. Pada waktu kalau melihat ini nanti teman-teman jangan, waduh ini kok kayaknya hebat-hebat banget, sedangkan saya kan nggak kayak gitu, mana mungkin kan saya dapat beasiswa Chevening. Jadi teman-teman tolong jangan berkecil hati, mereka ini sekarang dalam posisi ini, tetapi pada waktu mereka mendaftar beasiswa Chevening itu mereka masih tentunya belum ya, belum dalam posisi ini. Artinya apa? Artinya salah satu benefit setelah mereka bisa menyelesaikan kuliah di UK, mereka kemudian bisa memanfaatkan apa yang mereka sudah dapatkan dari UK dan network ini untuk kemudian bisa mendapatkan posisi yang seperti sekarang ini. Gitu. Jadi ini sebagai inspirasi ya, bukan sebagai waduh ini kok hebat banget dan saya belum di tahap seperti itu gitu ya. Nah, baik berikutnya di timeline. Jadi sekarang sudah dibuka sampai tanggal 7 November dan nanti teman-teman yang lolos dipanggil untuk tahap interview ini akan mendapatkan notifikasi nanti di bulan Januari dan Februari. Dan interviewnya sendiri akan dilakukan secara online ya, nanti di antara bulan Februari sampai April tahun depan. Ya. Nah, jadi sekali lagi apa nih yang akan menentukan kalian untuk lolos dari tahap seleksi awal ke tahap seleksi interview ini adalah nanti jawaban-jawaban dari essay. Nah, kemudian hasil dari interview akan bisa kita umumkan nanti di bulan Juni, dan setelah itu teman-teman yang berhasil mendapatkan beasiswanya sudah memulai kuliah nanti di UK pada bulan September atau Oktober tahun depan. Oke, sekarang next. Ini mungkin yang sudah ditunggu-tunggu teman-teman dan yang sering sekali ditanyakan adalah mengenai essay-nya apa, gitu kan? Nah, essay-nya ini kita ada 4 tema, leadership and influencing, networking, study in the UK, dan career plan. Ya. Semua essay ini harus sangat berkaitan, artinya harus ada benang merahnya, yang akan nanti menunjukkan, menceritakan ke kita gitu, bahwa ya saya ini punya potensi sebagai leader, dan kenapa saya harus ke UK, kenapa saya harus belajar di UK gitu kan, dan nanti gimana apa yang sudah saya dapatkan di UK itu akan membantu career plan saya. Dampak apa atau kontribusi apa yang nanti akan saya berikan ke Indonesia setelah saya kembali ke Indonesia. Karena itu kan yang kita cari ya sebenarnya, future leaders untuk memberikan kontribusi positif dan kontribusi yang berkelanjutan untuk Indonesia. Jadi penting sekali dalam menulis essay ini, teman-teman ini sangat spesifik ya, dan bisa memberikan contoh-contoh yang bisa mendemonstrasikan apa yang sudah dilakukan. Kapasitas dan potensi apa yang menunjukkan bahwa yes, I'm the sort of candidate in Chevening looks for. Ya. Untuk berikutnya, ya di slide berikutnya. Nah, ini ada sedikit tips ya untuk menulis essay ini bagaimana, karena obviously essay ini penting banget ya. Kita sampai beberapa teman-teman cerita mereka harus bersemedi beberapa bulan gitu kan, khusus untuk essay ini. Mungkin Mbak Andina, Mas Uga bisa cerita berapa lama harus semedi mandi kembang gitu mungkin ya, untuk bisa membuat essay yang sudah cocok banget gitu kan. Tapi pada intinya please jangan beat around the bush gitu kan. Jadi jangan terlalu banyak cerita latar belakangnya, misalnya perusahaan saya itu berdiri dari tahun 1950 gitu, kemudian bekerjanya di bidang ini itu, tetapi terlalu banyak latar belakang dan kurang langsung tajam atau fokus kepada apa yang menunjukkan pengalaman teman-teman semua. Jadi yang sering dipakai adalah metode ini, metode STAR method, situation, task, action, dan result. Jadi ini dalam contoh yang teman-teman angkat itu sebaiknya mengikuti metode ini supaya teman-teman tidak memberikan essay yang melebar kemana-mana gitu ya, tapi bisa langsung spesifik situasinya apa sih, masalahnya apa sih, kemudian your personal role itu apa gitu. Jadi yang sering kita lihat di essay itu teman-teman itu kemudian mendeskripsikan itu sebagai we, sebagai satu tim gitu, tetapi tidak kelihatan your own individual role-nya itu ngapain gitu actually dalam handling that problem atau that situation misalnya. Kemudian di action itu juga sebaiknya teman-teman refer specifically apa yang saya lakukan secara individual. Jadi jangan refer as a team atau soal menjelaskannya bahwa yes we do this, we do that, tapi actually what is your actual contribution in the team juga, and how to solve the problem atau how to solve the situation. Dan kemudian result, hasilnya itu bagaimana ya, atau dampaknya itu bagaimana. And it doesn't have to always be success story, misalnya bisa aja kalau ternyata ada kegagalan, tapi kemudian lesson learn apa yang bisa didapatkan misalnya. Dan juga tidak perlu istilahnya teman-teman berpikir hal yang sangat besar-besar sekali, bahwa ternyata saya belum pernah loh, nggak ada pengalaman saya bisa membuat perubahan yang di level satu kota gitu, misalnya Jakarta ya. Nah, jadi teman-teman tidak perlu berpikir yang besar, tetapi bisa mulai dari your own individual unique experience yang even skalanya kecil pun juga nggak apa-apa. As long as itu menunjukkan bahwa memang teman-teman bisa membuat perubahan atau dampak, dan meskipun itu tidak skala yang sangat luas atau sangat besar sekali, tapi bagaimana dampak positif itu bisa terjadi. Pada intinya seperti itu. Kemudian yang jangan dilakukan, obviously ya jangan plagiarism. Kemudian ada batasan kata ya, 500 kata untuk per tema. Yang ini kata teman-teman, gimana sih, mana mungkin kita nulis kurang dari 500 kata, pasti ini satu tema 1.500 gitu kan ya. Tapi kalau menulisnya banyak gitu, obviously kita memberikan batasan itu kan supaya memang ada waktu ya untuk independent reading committee itu untuk membaca. Karena nanti essay teman-teman ini semua pada seleksi tahap awal itu akan dibaca oleh independent reading committee yang adanya di London. Nah, mereka nggak akan membaca, dan mereka ini terdiri dari para akademisi dan para profesional di bidangnya. Jadi misalnya teman-teman yang dari bidang jurnalisme misalnya, nanti yang baca itu juga orang-orang dari bidang jurnalisme. So they understand what you are saying gitu, they understand your example misalnya seperti itu. Tetapi jangan sering melakukan name dropping. Misalnya kadang-kadang kita melihat, oh ya karena saya ini kenal dengan si bapak ini atau kenal dengan si bapak itu gitu, tetapi mereka yang di UK mereka tidak akan mengenal siapa orang-orang yang Anda sebutkan itu. Jadi itu sebaiknya diberikan konteks seandainya memang mau diberikan seperti itu. Baik, oke. So berikutnya yang terakhir ini I guess adalah channel sosmed Chevening. Ini bisa diikuti ya untuk mengikuti event-event Chevening, dan juga untuk webinar kita berikutnya bisa di-follow di sosmed ini. I think this is the last presentation slide dari saya mengenai Chevening. Nah, oke, ya, that's it. Itu memang benar adalah slide terakhir saya. Jadi untuk sesi berikutnya, ini bisa saya berikan ke BK dari University of Nottingham untuk kemudian mulai dengan presentasi mereka. And pass this over to you, BK.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So, hi everyone. My name is Becca, and I'm from the University of Nottingham. I'm here with my colleagues Simon and Dean. So we're going to talk you through kind of the application process applying to a university in the United Kingdom, what you might need to look for, not only in your university course, but also in your choice for a student experience in the UK. It's obviously important to choose the right course for you and understand the application process, but we also want you to be looking at other factors that might play into making the right university choice. So I think we've got some slides, we do. I'll quickly let Simon and Dean introduce themselves as well. I'll pass over to you, Simon.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for having us, and hello from Nottingham. It's a pleasure to speak with you all today. I'm Simon. I'm going to be taking you through some of the slides. I'll introduce my colleague Dean as well, who will be here for, yeah, we're all here to answer any questions, but Dean, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Dean Pike. I'm one of the international relations managers at the University of Nottingham. So I oversee kind of all the recruitment for East Asia and Southeast Asia.
Thanks, Dean. So yes, hello from Nottingham on this rainy Thursday morning. It's a real pleasure to be speaking with everyone today. Over the next 10 minutes, we're going to be covering, as Becca said, how to apply to a UK university, what you should consider when applying, and then also some more further details on how to apply to Chevening as well. So the University of Nottingham is a real pioneering university, and it provides a really exceptional research-led education and outstanding student experience, and that's something the university has been doing for over 140 years, so some real history in everything that we do as well. We deliver world-leading research that really does transform lives and societies. We're a top 100 university in the world, so that's the QS rankings, and we're also a pioneer of global education with campuses in Asia and also the UK. So we've got some further, as you can see on the screen, we've got some further information for Indonesian students on our website, so please do visit that page. And over the next few slides, we're going to go through as a team some key elements of that. Next slide, please. Thank you. So how to apply to a UK university. It's super important that you do check academic requirements for your course of interest. You might know what you're interested in already. You might still be sort of deciding on the exact course. Academic requirements do vary by program, so it's really important you check the course pages for detail. Country-specific pages can also help, but there'll be academic requirements and then also English language requirements, and IELTS requirements are often detailed on the course pages. We also offer pre-sessional courses via our Centre for English Learning Education on campus, so please do also look at that. They'll be linked to from the course pages. Teaching for most courses start in late September each year, and we advise to apply as soon as possible. In the context of Chevening, you must have received an offer for your chosen course at Nottingham to apply for the Chevening scholarship. So you're aware of the deadlines for Chevening already, so please do bear that in mind when making your applications. And if you're successful in receiving an offer, you'll need to accept it and meet any outstanding conditions by early September of the year you're studying with us, or advised by the admissions team once you're in the process. You can apply directly through our online admissions system. You'll receive an automatic confirmation once you submit your application. That'll give you instructions on how to track your application as well, track its progress. You just need to make sure to upload all your relevant documents as requested, and you may also need to submit references as well. There is a £50 Great British Pound application fee for all courses. This can't be waived for applications. That's so that we can process each application. But another thing to note is to check whether your course requires an interview or a portfolio, so any additional requirements for the course, as this may be required before your application can be fully assessed, and that will be done by each academic school. Once you've received your offer, then some institutions also charge deposits which you need to pay, so please be aware of that and keep that on your checklist. You'll be sent further instructions per your individual application as you go through the process. Next slide, please. So choosing the right course for you is obviously naturally a really big decision, and here are just a few things that you want to keep in mind when making that decision. So the process, make sure to check the website for the courses you're interested in. Really do your research there. Here are a few things that where postgraduate courses can differ. So do you prefer coursework? How you'll be assessed? Do you like being assessed by coursework, project work, or do you like big research projects like a dissertation? Is the course accredited by a professional body, and do you need this accreditation to be able to pursue your career goals? Look at the reputation and ranking of the course and also the university based on what's most important to you. So how do they perform in terms of research, student experience, employability, that sort of thing. They're all going to be super important in your career. Does the university offer support in finding accommodation, mental health support? Are there things like a welcome week that you'd want to get involved in at the beginning of your studies? So make sure to look at all of those things and consider what applies to you. It's your decision. It's going to be your studies and your career. So it's really important that you make the correct decisions for you. And what's important outside of your studies as well. So would you like to join specific societies? Do you want to be on a campus or in a city? And are cultural connections or religious groups important to you? So make sure to look at the course pages, but the wider website, and do your research around all of those important things. It is important that you do that before making your decision. And obviously we're all here to support you with any questions that you have around any of those key things. Next slide, please. So these are examples of entry requirements for 2024 entry for courses at Nottingham, equivalent to Indonesian degree outcomes, undergraduate degree outcomes. Generally, as you can see on the screen, I won't go through them in detail, but generally you need to be achieving between 73% and 86%, depending on your course of study. Usually the percentage will be higher for courses within science and business. This is determined by each academic school. So again, make sure you're aware of what you need requirements wise. Please, check course pages. Can't stress that enough. But also email our team if any of this is something that you're not quite sure of where you might sit with your existing qualifications. So yes, please do come to us there. But I'll leave it on the screen for a couple more seconds and then onto the next slide. We know that reputation rankings play a really big part in decision making, and we are really proud of where Nottingham sits in sort of global reputation rankings. There's a number of figures on the screen that I'll let you read through, but as you can see, some of the key ones: UK top 70 and world top 100 university, sports university of the year. So really strong on sport if that's of interest to you. You can see the other ones, but also, of course, we're a member of the UK's prestigious Russell Group of universities, which represents leading universities in the UK, with a real global reach for the prestige of Nottingham and other universities in the Russell Group. Next slide, please. In terms of what you should consider, this is something Nottingham is really strong on, but it really is important that you look at your employability prospects. Obviously, the purpose of Chevening is to support you in making a real difference. Make sure that you're confident that the course you're choosing helps you to get there. Nottingham is one of the top 5 most targeted universities by top UK employers, and that reputation does translate globally as well. We have dedicated careers support team for current students and alumni, careers counselling, skills workshops, recruitment fairs, events, and loads of different resources for students that we really encourage you to take advantage of. Work placements opportunities that can depend by course, and also a scheme called the Nottingham Advantage Award, which is a career development programme. Includes a range of modules, over 130 modules that are designed to enhance your employability. So combined with your course and everything that the university offers outside of that, really worth researching more into as you're making your application. Next slide, please. I'm going to hand over to Becca.
Thanks, Simon. So as a part of applying to UK universities and looking for the right institution for you, it's really important to look at how universities can support you outside of your studies as well. So a big part of that will be looking at the student life experience. So the kind of things that you want to be doing outside of your general study hours. So a big part of that in Nottingham is our student societies. So we've got over 300 student-run societies that you can join. And this includes 70 plus sports clubs. So whether you want to play sports competitively or just for fun, this is something you can pick up at Nottingham. If you can't find a society that interests you, there's also the option to set up your own. So you've got lots of lots of different options available to you, every interest from music, dance, board games. We've got a Quidditch society, so the fictional as well we cover. There's also a lot of international cultural societies. We have an Indonesian society who offer regular events for kind of traditional celebrations and cultural awareness. They often collaborate with the Malaysian society as well to host kind of big festivals. They cover things like Ramadan. So if that's something you're interested in, that's an opportunity for you as well. The Students' Union as well offers volunteering opportunities if you were wanting to, as Simon mentioned, improve your employability prospects, or you've got a particular interest in volunteering and advocacy. And we also offer chaplaincy societies as well and faith support. So anything from an Islam society to a Christian society, we cover all of those. So should you want to or need to join any of those societies, you can. Can I? Yeah, thank you. As Simon mentioned as well, we're a global university and we really pride ourselves on our international student community. So we've got about 50,000 students across all of our campuses, and that's from over 150 countries. On our Nottingham campus, we've got about 35,000 students and a global alumni community of over 300,000 Nottingham graduates. Again, those are from all over the world, and every year from Indonesia, we get between 50 and 75 students arriving at our UK campuses to study with us. We're a member of the prestigious Universitas 21, which is a collaboration of universities around the world, which means that as a part of your studies for some courses, you can go and undertake a study program with one of those institutions. So they're from the US to Sweden, they're kind of all over. And we have 75 global teaching partnerships, which really influences our learning within your courses, that kind of international focus within the teaching. We also offer student exchange programs, which means that you could participate in those as a student, but it means that the global student population on campus is really varied, and we get a lot of students studying with us full-time or just part-time for a semester. So you'll get to meet loads of people from around the world and make lots of international friends. Next slide. Chevening conditions. I understand that Vonnie's covered this slightly in the first, well, not slightly, covered it in depth in the first slides. So we'll just breeze over these, but you can find all of the information about applying to Chevening on the Chevening website and also on the University of Nottingham website as well. Can I get the next slide? Thank you. So can we go back a slide, please? Thank you. So I understand this has mostly been covered, but just to quickly run through it as well. For your application to Chevening, and it will slightly apply for your application to the University of Nottingham as well, you'll need to be achieving all of these points. So you need to be a resident or citizen of Indonesia for this particular scholarship. You'd need to be achieving a bachelor's degree equivalent of 2-1, perhaps a 2-2, depending on the course. You'd need 2 years of relevant work experience, and this might also apply to the courses that you're applying to at Nottingham. So it's really worth checking, as Simon said, on our website, the course requirements, but particularly for Chevening, you'll need to be having at least 2,800 hours of work experience, ideally in your relevant field as well. For your university applications, you'd need to be applying to 3 different eligible universities for your master's programme. It's worth noting that Chevening and the University of Nottingham have a partnership programme. So if you wanted to get the Chevening Nottingham Partnership Award, you would need to list the University of Nottingham as your first choice as a part of the application process with Chevening, and that would give priority to Indonesian students applying to Nottingham. For English language requirements, again, you need to check the study page. Generally, most of our master's courses are looking for over a 6.0 in the IELTS, but we do accept other English language tests such as TOEFL, Pearson's, etc. Your personal statement, Vonnie covered in detail, but it would apply to Nottingham as well. We want to know why you've chosen that course, why you should be selected for the Chevening Scholarship, what kind of experience you have, and why that makes you a really unique individual application. For references, you need to include 2 references in your application, and it must come from an individual or a employer who can give information about you as a person, your potential in that kind of leadership field that we look for in Chevening scholars. You would also need to provide identity documents for Chevening, and that applies to the University of Nottingham as well. So when you're applying, make sure that you've got kind of your proof of citizenship, your passport. If you've had any visas before, provide a copy of that, but also a copy of your degree certificate and things like that we will need from our side at the university. And I guess most importantly is that you need to be receiving an offer before the application deadline for Chevening. So that can be a conditional offer at this time, but in order to receive the scholarship, you'd need to be achieving an unconditional offer at the point of accepting the scholarship. So the deadline for that would be the 11th of July. You'd need to be meeting all of the conditions for your offer. So whether that's your academic achievements, so your bachelor's degree, your English language requirements, any professional experience that might be required, you'd need to be achieving those before the 11th of July next year. Next slide, please. In terms of eligible courses, Chevening has their own requirements for this, which would be it can't be part-time study, so it needs to be a full-time study programme, usually between 9 and 12 months. So most programmes at Nottingham would be between 9 and 12 months. Again, just double check on our course pages that the course you want to study isn't a 24-month course, because that wouldn't be an eligible option. It would need to start in the autumn term. So most of our courses start in September, and most of them start with a welcome week as well. Anything that's kind of postgraduate research or a PhD would usually start in October, but that wouldn't apply here. You need to be applying for a taught master's course, so not one of the MRes programs or a PhD. So when you're applying for the courses, just look at the start date and the length of study programme, and that would give you an idea whether it's the right course or not. Usually you're looking for a 12-month course. You'd need it to lead to a master's degree qualification, so not an MRes, a PhD or a PG DIP. Those won't be applicable. You'd just want to be looking for an MSc, MA, those programmes. And it needs to be based in the UK. At Nottingham, we do offer quite a few distance learning courses, especially within education. So when you're applying, just double check that you are applying for the UK-based course and not an online learning course. It will usually say in brackets next to it that it's online learning. Those courses aren't eligible for Chevening. And it must be taught with no more than a month of study outside the UK. For some course options, you might have the opportunity to do a research project where you can undertake some of that research abroad, whether that's run by the programme in a particular country or whether you've got the opportunity to go back to your home country. It's worth checking with the course directors that wouldn't be more than a month, because obviously it will affect your visa conditions and also your scholarship conditions. So examples of some of the courses that have been chosen by Chevening scholars, just to give you an idea of what we offer at Nottingham. So we've had Chevening scholars study entrepreneurship, innovation and management with us, which is a course tailored for students looking at setting up their own businesses. Perhaps you run a family-owned business or you're wanting to learn more about ingenuity. That's a great course for you. We offer digital teaching and learning and a lot of other courses within education, so special educational learning, just a master's in education, digital teaching and learning. All of those are course options within education. And one of our more popular courses would be data science, so developing and applying computer science, statistics, those kind of things. But you're not limited to these courses. We offer anything from engineering masters to history. You can study from anything from business to mathematics. So we've got a really broad range of research focused studies at Nottingham. We just recommend having a look on our website, seeing if we've got the right course for you. And as Simon mentioned, if you've got any questions about courses or entry requirements for courses at Nottingham, feel free to email us. I think that's the end of our slides. So we've listed our email on the screen. general inquiries about courses, applications to Nottingham, anything like that, please send us an email to our international office if you would like. If you've got any country-specific questions, so about your entry requirements or anything specific to Indonesia, you can email our country rep, Amrit, who unfortunately couldn't join us today, but has kindly lent us her email. So if you've got any of those questions, please feel free to email Amrit. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Becca and Simon, for your presentation. I see the question and answer chat box. There's already a question for you, but hold that thought. We are going to answer that after this, because now kita ada alumni kita nih yang udah ditunggu-tunggu nih kayaknya, Mas Yuda sama Mbak Andina ya, untuk memulai sesi ngobrol-ngobrol bareng alumni kita. Oke, jadi pertama-tama saya undang dulu ya Mbak Andina untuk please come in dan introduce yourself, Mbak Andina, please.
All right. Hi everyone. My name is Andina. I'm currently based in Bali. I've actually made Bali home since 2015. It's really hot in here, making me feel like, missing UK's weather a little bit, just a little bit. I'm currently the operations lead for Venture Builder, where we're focused on the nature-based solutions. I was an Chevening alumni in the year 2018 and 2019. I took my master in the Entrepreneurship Innovation Management in the University of Nottingham. And yeah, basically that's it. Mbak Foni, do I have to say anything else?
Ya, I understand Mbak Andina udah mempersiapkan sedikit slide ya untuk
Yeah.
pengalamannya nih. Jadi mungkin bisa kita langsung mulai aja nih.
Yes, sure. Can I speak in mix, like both language? I'm so sorry.
Sure, kita bisa
Okay.
mix and match ya. Untuk slide-nya bisa ditampilkan mungkin. Mbak Andina nih pas banget karena ada pertanyaan tadi di feature Q&A khusus menanyakan mengenai program yang Mbak Andina ambil ini.
Yeah, I saw that.
Nanti ya, kita mulai dulu dengan
Yes,
Mbak Andina
it's
dulu.
going to be really quick, so I hope this will help a little bit. So again, my name is Andina. I took Entrepreneurship, Innovation, and Management in the University of Nottingham. I was a Chevening Scholar in the 2018 and 2019. Oh God, I look so young. That was like 5 years ago. Okay, next one. Oops. Yeah, okay. Discover your why. This is just like to give a little bit approach. It has to be about you. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the academic and also remember to have the fun part. I understand that while questions about leadership and networking in the Chevening SIs are more to dig your skills and capability becoming potential future leaders, the questions about studying in the UK and the career plan, which is the fourth one, are very crucial to showing, your cause, your passion, and how do you stay true to that, right? So to make sure that your SI coherent, the next one. This is the way I do it, which try to answer the base of these 4 questions. The next ones, please. Next slide, sorry. Like, who am I? What is my passion and what is my concern? What problems do I want to solve and how will I solve the problem? So I answer 3 basic questions of this to outline my background, like who am I? I'm a startup early employee. I'm still a startup early employee. What is my passion? I'm very passionate in the early venture development. And what problems do I want to solve as the high rate of startup failures rate and how will I solve it? Well, a degree in the entrepreneurship and innovation by Chevening scholarship as one of the stepping stones and, followed by the action plans that you can elaborate more in the 4th SI, right? So after that, that's like how you can start with it. A little bit of tips is you probably want to, write about the courses and the campus rank, but maybe don't write too much about that. Write more about you, your passion, the area of expertise, the problems you found in your field, and what is your vision, which is supposed to be related with your expertise area. Think about why taking master study in the 3 courses that you highlight is going to help you achieve your vision. It is really helpful to link this to the questions that you are going to answer in the career plan, which is the number 4 one. You know, you can highlight the reasons why. The next one, sorry, please. So after outlining the background story about you can write about the 3 courses, the reason why you choose them. Again, it can be the ranking, the curriculum, the professors, the projects. The real reasons why I chose the University of Nottingham's Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Management is because of the curriculum. They have a course project worth 50% of the final grade, in which, you know, devoted to developing the business innovation carefully. Hala Livery is one of the projects that was assigned to me and my group, which unfortunately, as like any other startup, this is like, I wouldn't say a failure. It wasn't made yet. Like it's no longer there, but we got a chance to experience, you know, how to build a startup. Like it's really, really hard, right? Also, another experience that I have, which I really love about my experience in the Nottingham, is the next one, which is the opportunity to have internship, which was supported by the university itself, the University of Nottingham. I got to experience a summer internship. You know, during your study, you can have like 20 hours of internship. But then after you submit your dissertation, you can be a full-time employee. So that's me joining. That was actually my last day. That was actually the early time of the COVID, guys. Oh my God, that was like a long time ago. So I got to experience working in the startup industry, in the fintech industry in the Nottingham through the internship opportunities that was provided by the University of Nottingham. That was really great because not only you got to change the real working experience in the UK, but of course you got the money, the fun that actually made me stay for another 6 months after my graduation. So I really maxed out my visa validity until really the last point. One of the things that I'll also love is that the professors in the University of Nottingham for my courses, they're like the best. They're like really top notch. I got offered for my PhD, but unfortunately I wasn't ready yet. I wanted to go home. I miss the weather of Bali, but back then it was also during the COVID time. So like, I think it was a wiser idea to be, closer to your family. So another advice using the school is because, besides research on the course, its curriculum, also find out about the whole campus. Think about the facilities, the clubs, the societies, opportunities, the lifestyle, living costs, you name it, I'm not really a big city girl. That is why I chose Nottingham. It's not really big cities like London. It's pretty, like not too big, not too small as well. You can just like hop onto the bus if you want to go to London. But one of the things that I really like the most is the campus. It's the huge green facilities where you can just, walk if you really got stuck after class, or if you got stuck writing your dissertation, you just want to go for a walk, or if you want to have a date in the campus, because that's really nice place to go for a walk as well. That's really, ask current students about living in your designated campus. How do they like the campus? Try to find as much information as possible. Also, the last slide I have is that when you're choosing UK and why Chevening and why Nottingham, for me is the experience to, next slide please, to have the fun. Oh, where is it? Next one. Yeah. So I got the chance to experience being invited to the family through the host UK organizations, that is Mandy and Mike Talbot. I visited them twice because I lived in the UK for like 18 months, like literally use all my visa. So that's the first Christmas, and then the second Christmas I visited them. I got to, watch concerts and Broadway. I can only put that one, but there are just so many concerts that I watched. I'm so glad I had that experience. And also to have fun to find your restaurant in London. That's like my restaurant in London, not my restaurant, but I happen to have that. And I happen to visit that restaurant because I know since back before I know that there is a Chevening scholarship, I want to go for that restaurant in London. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully that's helpful. I'm sorry if I'm blabbering. Do let me know if you have any questions. Anything, yeah, Mbak Foni, back to you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's great to hear ya pengalamannya. Ini memang sangat all around pengalaman gitu ya. Pengalaman belajar iya, pengalaman kerja iya, pengalaman jalan-jalan iya gitu kan. Jadi it's very great to hear. And again, ini sesuai dengan apa yang dari kita Cheveningnya juga maunya kayak gitu ya. Karena sayang banget kan udah setahun jauh banget ke UK, terus nggak bisa have the full experience di luar kampus gitu. Jadi senang sekali dengar bahwa Mbak Andina take the most advantage of it juga ya. Oke, before kita ngomongin lebih lanjut ke sana, lanjut dulu ya ke Mas Yuda nih yang udah siap-siap udah ngebet mau ngomong nih kayaknya nih. Lanjut Mas Yuda.
Yeah. So hello everyone. I'm Yuda. So I'm a GP by training, graduated from University of Indonesia. So basically, I'm a scientist. Following my graduation from Nottingham, I returned to Indonesia as a scientist in Virology and Cancer Pathobiology Research Center at the University of Indonesia. And then why I should pursue my master degree, that's the big question why. Not a PhD instead. Well, I know I will become a scientist in the future, so I feel myself kind of need adaptation before committing long-term research like PhD. And it is, yeah, I think so master degree is very beneficial for me to feel how the UK academic system. And at the end, I really enjoy in the UK. And also for me, having a master degree is like I needed networking with the scientists in the UK. So when I did my master in Nottingham, I can connect with scientists in immunology, and yeah, I secured my PhD now, and next year I will start my PhD in immunology back to the UK. Because of my professors in Nottingham emailed me about the PhD opportunity. So it's very nice for you if you want to connect with world-leading scientists. And also why UK? You know what? Because the UK government spent lots of money to research and development, so it is very nice for you if you want to become a scientist, and if you are studying in the very good university like Nottingham, it means you have a chance to network with scientists with very good quality of research. And of course, in 2000, I applied for Chevening in 2020. It was in the middle of the COVID pandemic, you know. And at that time, I was a scientist in the COVID lab in Indonesia. And I think it was my perfect time to tell my story, how to work in the COVID lab. And yeah, I won a Chevening for the first shot, because yeah, I tell the story about my experience working with COVID at that time. I think it's a very perfect time. And also how to choose uni. It is very important question to address in your essay. The first one, I would say it's beyond the rank. You know, you have to comprehend, you have to see the program holistically, not only see the big names, for example, the name campus in London or Oxford, for example, but you have to keep your mind still open mind, so you can see all of the aspect to choose the uni. For example, the course, the module they offered. For example, I choose immunology and immunotherapy. I saw in the UK only 2 universities offer this major, Nottingham and Birmingham. And then I choose University of Nottingham because I like the core module. They offer bioinformatics module because I don't have a bioinformatics skill because I'm a GP by training. So I want to learn more about bioinformatics. And also, like Andina said, the internship opportunity. I know some of the courses in Nottingham, like biotechnology course, they offer internship outside academia, so you can do internship in the industries. So it's very, very useful to boost your CV. And also the living cost, of course. I think, yeah, Nottingham is not really big city like London and Edinburgh, of course. And I can save my stipend from Chevening during my study in Nottingham, so I can travel to another to others city in the UK. So yeah, you can save a lot of your allowance. And then why Nottingham? Of course, Nottingham is a Russell Group, and it's the research power is number 7, I think, the rank. Is that correct? Yeah, 7, I think the research power, Nottingham research power, number 7. So it means I have access to study with a leading scientist in the UK, and also very high quality research. I still remember I mentioned in my essay why I choose Nottingham. I choose because I see the Professor Lindy Duran. She's the CEO of Scan Cell Therapeutic. You know, she inventor of cancer vaccine and also antibody therapy. So it's very amazed me how she worked, and also she's a leader in her company using her science background. So I really amazed of that. I mentioned why I choose Nottingham, because I want to study. If I have a chance, I have the opportunity to network with Professor Lindy Duran, so I have the knowledge how to translate research from biomedical research into to community. And then outside the academia, yeah, I like photography and also traveling. So I joined Travel Society in Nottingham. You know, I travel to many cities in the UK using Travel Society membership. So it's very cheap, only £40 at the time. So yeah, £40 to every single cities in the UK. So we go in the morning at 8 AM and then back to Nottingham at 6 PM with our friends, with undergraduate students, master student, and PhD. We go together by bus. It's really, really nice. And I won photography competition at that time twice. So I have a chance to travel for free to Durham and Liverpool at that time. So yeah, that's my experience during my study in Nottingham.
Thank you, Mas Yuda. Ini juga seru banget nih ceritanya nih, bisa melakukan banyak hal macam-macam ya. Dari cerita Mbak Andina sama Mas Yuda tadi, kalau bisa disimpulkan untuk teman-teman yang nanti untuk membuat kerangka menjawab essay yang ketiga, Why Study in the UK, itu bisa disimpulkan kayaknya teman-teman harus bisa memasukkan poin kenapa memilih universitas itu dari segi kurikulumnya ya, dari segi program studinya itu yang memang cocok dengan passion yang tadi Mbak Andina ngomong itu tadi, dengan passion teman-teman, kemudian fasilitas apa yang ada di sana, kesempatan di luar akademik yang tadi Mas Yuda sebutkan juga, Mbak Andina juga ada internship opportunity. Nah, tapi yang sering sekali ditanyakan teman-teman ini adalah, kan susah sekali ya menuangkan semua yang tadi diceritakan itu dalam batasan 500 kata gitu kan. Ini challenging sekali untuk teman-teman yang membuat essay ya. Kemudian untuk bisa menjelaskan apa yang sudah diceritakan Andina sama Yuda tadi itu dalam satu rumusan yang langsung straight to the point gitu. Kira-kira ada tips lebih khusus lagi nggak ya dalam menulis essay-nya itu, khususnya menjawab pertanyaan ketiga ini, apalagi ya yang kira-kira bisa disampaikan ke teman-teman kita ini? Mungkin bisa Mbak Andina dulu.
Wah, aku ditembak langsung. Mas Yuda bisa jawab?
Siap, mungkin silakan jawab.
Aku udah kayak, I have pretty much shared on what I've shared gitu kan. Jadi kalau sebisa mungkin sih koheren aja. I think one of the key points adalah, see, it's a mixed language. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, not skies. Kalau menurut aku prepare waktu sih, karena I think I remember I did it only like for 2 weeks for Chevening essays. Jangan ditiru karena it really stressed you out, you know, like you sacrifice your weekends. Well, I live in Bali, so you actually wanted to go out and, you know, on the beach and stuff, but then because timeline management is really important and I didn't really do it, so I sacrificed that. But I think put the time to schedule your time to write and answer this question, the third questions. I think what was real helpful for me is to answer the 4 questions that I have. You know, like try answer the 3 basic questions, and also use a fact that, you know, for my case, the growth of digital startup in Indonesia itu keren banget, has been astonishing, but then it's not followed by the success rate. So those need research, right? So again, you need a considerably wise timeline lah untuk ngerjain SIY ini. Kalau untuk making that into 500s, get someone to review your SI over and over. And then at the end of the day, it's going to cut out, this is not needed, this is not needed, this is irrelevant. So that's also helpful for me. I think, speak from my experience. Maybe Mas Yuda has another, different opinion for that.
Yeah, definitely. Ini sih teman-teman, kita sering mendengar dari teman-teman harus meluangkan waktu sebanyak-banyaknya ya. Tapi Mas Yuda gimana nih tambahannya, silakan.
Yeah, from my approach, for my essay, why we choose the university, my approach is I have to, I write a bit about the problem first, like why I need choose this particular program, for example, me, immunology and immunotherapy. I wrote like a vaccine. I stated about, how Indonesia produce vaccine, for example, we don't have the technology and something. And then from those problems, so I would like to choose 3 different university and these different programs. For example, immunology. Why immunology? Because by learning immunology, you know how to design vaccine, for example, how to find novel antigen. Antigen is like the foreign body of the pathogen that our immune system want to see. For is it? It's very technical. So yeah, we can formulate our essay from the problem. What problem I want to solve? So from this problem, I can find a relevant course, like 3 courses. I choose same courses. I choose 3 courses, immunology, immunology and immunotherapeutics, and immunology and immunotherapy. So it's all about immunology, but I choose 3 different universities. I think that's my approach. And also you have to be able to connect your your past experience and then what you will to gain from this study if you are accepted, for example. Because I want to be a scientist, of course, if I accepted to this program, yeah, it's really useful, beneficial, because I have the benang merah, the connection. The connection, what I want to achieve, what I have done in the past. So it will really help you to choose the 3 different universities. Yeah, I think that's all for me.
Okay, thank you. Jadi memang harus menyediakan waktu, melakukan research dan membuat kerangka struktur dulu ya. Nah ini tadi tips dari para alumni kita nih teman-teman untuk yang lagi mempersiapkan untuk menjawab essay ya. Oke. Kita sekarang akan mulai dengan sesi question and answer. Jadi di feature question and answer untuk teman-teman yang hadir di Zoom sekali lagi bisa menyampaikan pertanyaan ya lewat fitur Q&A di Zoom, dan teman-teman yang di YouTube bisa menyampaikan pertanyaan di chat box. Nah, ini ada satu pertanyaan. There's a question here, Becca, for University of Nottingham. Written in the Q&A feature box from our audience here by the name of Fadlul Hakim Ihsan. Halo, selamat sore ya Fadlul. Semoga saya ngomongnya nggak salah ya menyebut namanya. Thank you for being here and terima kasih pertanyaannya. So Becca, the question is specifically for the University of Nottingham. The first one is, I would like to join activities during my study in the UK in startup incubators or startup acceleration. Is it possible? And how is the incubator process will be going on after graduation? So that's the first question, Becca. The second question, I'm interested to do the program in internship, innovation, and management. Could you explain about what are the facilities, the incubator facility, funding, or anything like that, focusing on the technology startup? Yeah, so I guess the question is more about if the students can do or can join any startup incubators or acceleration process like that, and what are the support from the university to do that? So over to you, Becca, to answer this question.
Thanks, Bonnie. I'll take this question. I think this can both be answered by myself and Dina as well, because I saw her face light up when they mentioned the program that they're interested in. I think from a facility perspective, yes, students do get access to an incubator and what's called the Innovation Centre, which is based on the Jubilee campus. And this centre there is kind of really to help students basically create their startup businesses. So if they have an idea, they can meet the team, they can talk to them about the marketing plans, they can get actual assistance on creating marketing plans and help them develop these organisations. And one of the most kind of famous ones that came from the University of Nottingham is an app called Hungry Panda, which is more kind of commonly known across kind of the China region. And it's basically a food delivery app, and it's one of the most successful apps that have been created and used also in China from the University of Nottingham, and that was actually created here at the university. But I mean, I'm happy to welcome Andina in if you have any kind of questions from a student, so not questions, any information from a student perspective, maybe the facilities that you've actually used whilst you were at the university as well.
So there's the Hayden Green Institute that is available for the business students in the Jubilee campus that actually provides you with, you know, like they have the co-working space. So they have also like business graduates and, you know, like business people that actually come there, and then, you know, you can have lots of insights and talk to them on a daily basis. But of course, you made appointments and stuff. So I think that's one of the plus sides as well of having this entrepreneurship innovation management in the University of Nottingham. And back when I was there is this ingenuity competition. The ingenuity competitions is that ingenuity competitions where you can submit basically your startup ideas and then you pitch, you know, your ideas, and then there is a prize for you to really take off your startup. So that's also one of the things that you can consider. But you just probably to mention that you need to remember that Chevening asks you to come home after you finish your study. Please keep that in mind. So, you know, you need to work around that as well. But there is an opportunity for you to actually get incubated and funding for your startup. I hope that answers.
Okay, thank you, Dean, and thank you, Mbak Andina, for the answer. Fadlil, semoga menjawab ya pertanyaannya, tapi kalau masih ada yang mau ditanyakan, please feel free ya untuk kemudian menambahkan lagi pertanyaan di future Q&A. The next question we have here in the chat box is from, okay, on the questions of reference letter. Perhaps Becca or Dean or Simon from the University of Nottingham can help answer this question. The question is about what is the preference from the University of Nottingham when selecting international students? Is it true that it must be one reference letter from academic and one from professional?
So when it comes to references, the preference from our admissions team is to have an academic reference, because you're coming to the institution to obviously study an academic program. But depending on kind of when the last course of study was, so if it's over a 2-year period, then they require a professional reference, such as a work reference, because it provides a bit more of an up-to-date reference of your kind of character and your kind of your mentality and kind of what you've been doing over recent years. So it does depend on a bit of a time limit. I think ideally an academic reference, because an academic reference can comment on your kind of student character, what you were like as a student, your performance, that kind of higher education level. But depending on kind of the distance between applying for a program here at Nottingham versus your last period of study will depend on kind of which reference is required. If you can get 2 references, both professional and academic, it's only going to enhance your application. It will give the admissions team a bit more of a well-rounded picture of you as a student, but also your professional career. If it can only be one or the other, then it's whatever's most recent, whether that's an employer reference or an academic reference. But whichever reference this might be, it has to be on official headed paper, so either university or a company paper headed, as well as signed by that referee as well. So I think I saw a question there about a stamp. It doesn't need to be stamped as long as it's just signed by that referee, and it's obviously on officially headed paper. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you then for that. Mungkin saya tambahkan kalau untuk Chevening-nya sendiri itu juga sama ya, kita juga minta dua reference letter yang nanti ini perlu disubmit maksimal sebelum tahap interview. Jadi pada waktu mengisi formulir aplikasi beasiswa Chevening, ini yang diisi di online application form-nya itu dua nama dan posisinya apa. Tapi actual suratnya sendiri ini sebenarnya masih bisa disusulkan ya, nanti pada tahap sebelum interview. Dan di website Chevening, chevening.org itu bisa dilihat guidance, kita punya template untuk reference letter. Jadi teman-teman nanti bisa melihat ke website kita, kemudian mengikuti poin-poin apa saja nih yang harus dimasukkan dalam suatu reference letter untuk Chevening. Jadi bisa dilihat ya di website kita. Aplikasi untuk beasiswa Chevening ini dilakukan semuanya secara online. Jadi semuanya itu lewat website chevening.org. Jadi teman-teman tinggal mengisi formulir online di sana dan mengupload semua dokumen-dokumennya secara online. Oke. Nah ini ada pertanyaan untuk Mas Yuda nih. Mas Yuda kena nih, ada pertanyaan nih. Ada di future Q&A. The question is for Yuda from Sugiarto Wibowo. Selamat sore ya Sugiarto. The question is, I'm curious, how did you connect your study in UKSA with future career plan? As you said, you wanted to study pathology and immunology. However, if we look at the reality in Indonesia, only a small number of company that has business sector in R&D, pathology, and immunology. So, how did you approach to connect your proposed study and future career in Indonesia? Nah, gimana nih Mas Yuda, silakan dijawab.
Of course, you know the problem, right? You know that there is a small number of R&D that running in the pathology business, for example. To connect how to is it about the future plan, right? So you have to find the association between your past your past background, what did you do, and then you can find the perfect courses. For example, three like me, three different university and in the same major, immunology and immunotherapy. And for my future plan, for example, I can establish a laboratory. I mentioned I can collaborate with Indonesian scientists, and also I can connect with Indonesian scientists and also the UK scientists. You know maybe Pak Bagus Mulyadi. He is UK ISIS. Yeah, like him. He tried to connect UK institution and also Indonesian institution to build a research collaboration, something that you can mention in your essay. Not only establish a laboratory, but you can also connect like Indonesian institution and UK institution, and then you make like a partnership, such a collaboration, research collaboration in the future. That's something you can mention as well. Following your return to in Indonesia. Am I answer your question?
Oke, thank you Mas Yuda. Nah itu tadi jawabannya Mas Sugiarto, jadi harus to think outside of the box juga ya. Gimana kira-kira supaya bisa mengkonekkan your future plan. Mungkin belum ada atau sedikit lapangan kerjanya di bidang ini, tapi then you can create. Intinya gitu ya Mas Yuda ya. Kemudian punya inisiatif ya.
You can create initiative. Either you establish a research group, you establish a laboratory, or you can connect Indonesian scientists to UK scientists and make a project together. It's up to you how to deal with it.
Ya, jadi actually the opportunity-nya endless. Teman-teman bisa explore dan bisa dielaborate di jawaban di essay. Kira-kira gitu ya tipsnya Mas Yuda ya. Oke. Baik, di feature Q&A sudah tidak ada pertanyaan lagi, dan pertanyaan-pertanyaan tadi yang tertulis juga sudah dijawab oleh rekan saya, Ita sama Raras tadi. Jadi tidak ada lagi pertanyaan yang bisa saya lihat untuk sekarang ini di Q&A dan di chat box. Kalau begitu, terima kasih sekali lagi. Thank you for all the speakers here. We have no more questions. I guess everybody has their questions answered already, and now they are confused with all this information, maybe overwhelmed with all the information, but hopefully they are overwhelmed in a good way, in a more positive way, to then be able to write it down in their applications to Chevening. Jadi terima kasih sekali lagi teman-teman semua yang sudah hadir di sini bersama dengan tim Chevening, dengan tim University of Nottingham dan Chevening alumni kita, Mbak Andina dan Mas Yuda. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jangan lupa kita masih ada lagi webinar keempat dari Chevening, ini happening next week. Jadi tolong di follow sosmed untuk melihat jadwal dan untuk registrasi. Oke, terima kasih. Selamat sore teman-teman atas kehadirannya. See you next time.
Bye, thank you all, thank you.
Mbak Foni itu Mbak Raras minta foto dulu, grup foto. Katanya.
Foto. Oh yeah, sorry. So yeah, we have to take a group picture, which is the most important part of this webinar.
That's true.
So yes, Raras, please, gimana caranya nih kita group picture-nya? Dihitung ya kali ya, Ras. Udah kali, Ras. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I guess that's it. Okay, I guess that's it. Yeah. Okay, Raras is opening a screen. Yeah, I think that's it. This is our ending screen. Yeah. All right. Once again, thank you everyone for joining us today in the webinar. Thank you very much.
That was fun. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you banyak.